I'm here with Adam Burlew, head coach of the Hillsdale Action Shooting Team. Adam, a lot of our viewers, I think, are probably unfamiliar with the idea of USPSA as a collegiate sport. Do you want to tell me a little bit about the background of the program at Hillsdale?
So we started about 6 years ago doing SASP as a club level sport, and after about 3 years of that, we got our varsity status with the college. So we're no different than any other collegiate sport at the college. We continued to do SASP. We started to get into Steel Challenge a little bit, and then we started dabbling in the USPSA, and that's pretty much taken over what we're doing. The guys really like that. It's more akin to the younger crowd, right? And it's more interesting. Steel can be a little redundant for the guys. So for the last year and a half, we've really focused on that. And here in the last, I guess, maybe year, really, that's pretty much all we've done. And we've been real fortunate with it. John Beecher's one of our top shooters right now, and just adapting really well to it. So in terms of other colleges, there's a few other schools out there that have programs, and we had a collegiate championship last September, and we had 35 collegiate shooters out there from about 8 different schools, and they shot 12 stages over 2 days, and they had a great time. A lot of them, it was their first match of the type ever, but they were safe, and the ROs knew what they were dealing with, so they walked them through. So it was a good learning experience, a lot of fun, and we're planning to do that again in September.
Well, that's good to hear. I think the other half of the Practical Shooting Live team might be interested in maybe bringing some coverage of that in some form. So I'm sure we'll be in touch on that front. Tell me like a little bit about the team. How big? How many athletes? How long have they been in doing it, and so forth?
So right now we have 12. So 4 of those are female. In terms of how long they've been doing it, obviously with college shooters, they come and go. So some, this is their first year, some, this is their 4th year. So it's kind of nice. You get the more experienced shooters working with the less experienced shooters, and they get to bounce a lot of ideas off each other, even though a lot of them are, generally speaking, they're all very new to the game. But, a couple years experience makes a big deal, a big difference in terms of your ability to, stage plan and just the mental game and all that sort of stuff. So, like I said, some have been this is their first year, and some this is their 4th year, and we're looking to backfill. We're graduating 3 this year, so we'll have to backfill with them and do some tryouts on campus and see who can make it, and then we start all over again. So yeah.
So a couple of your shooters that I've spoken to separately have mentioned tryouts. What is the process of making the team look like, and what's it look like being on the team?
So the tryout process is kind of as we've shifted away from steel and more into the USPSA, is kind of evolving. Before it was really accuracy based, and it still very much is. If you can shoot, I can teach you to shoot fast. If you can't shoot, I can still teach you to shoot, just takes longer, right? So any kind of baseline that we can get is beneficial. The biggest thing we're looking for is the personality on the for the individual. Are they going to mesh well with the team and that sort of thing? That's probably my biggest concern when we're doing tryouts and or even doing a little bit of recruiting is, are you kind of person A that can survive Hillsdale, right, and the academic rigors, plus mesh well with the team? Because it's a fairly small team. It's not like there's 100 guys, and if you don't get along with a couple, you can just hang out with some others. I mean, it's one van, and we're crammed in there shoulder to shoulder, so everybody better be cozy. So, yeah, that's kind of how we've done it over the years. This year trials, we'll set up some real basic stages, basic movement, just see how they're going. So a lot of them come in with a little bit of shooting background, but not a lot of competition background, so we don't try to drown them in complexity. Just can you move and shoot and be safe, right? That's what we're looking for fundamentally, and then we can train them up from there.
Tell me a little bit about, so I saw there were team results for your various divisions at the previous collegiate championship. How's the scoring work for that?
So the scoring for that, the way we set it up is in practice score for the categories, we would just put the school name, and 4 makes a team. So if you got 4 guys shooting, we had 2 divisions. We had open and limited, kind of try to boil it down to irons and optics. Not a lot of these clubs have a lot of equipment, and they have several different types of guns. So if they can kind of overlay certain things, that seems to work. So how we've done it is if you get 4, that's a team, and they take your combined score, and that's your team score. And they can also win as individuals as well. So if you got someone on the team who's really smoking hot and the rest of them are still catching up, it's not like because their teammates drug them down kind of scenario or anything awful like that. They can still place as an individual. Or if you're the only one at your college that shoots, right? It doesn't have to be an actual athletic sport at your college. It doesn't have to be a club. You're a college shooter, and you've got the ability to come to the match, you can shoot in the collegiate match. So, and then they can shoot as individuals. We've also got it set up where if you've got 2 of your friends at this college and you got 2 friends at the neighboring college that all shoot together, and you want to put together a team of 4, kind of a mismatch outlaw team, cool, tell us what your name is and we'll put you in the tablet. So anything to get them in. We're trying like crazy not to make it to where there's any kind of barrier to getting in. And like I said, if they can mismatch a team, that's fine. We're totally willing to work with that.
Yeah. Well, it's great to see the sport growing, not just at the level that most of us hobbyists shoot, but also at the collegiate level too. So thanks for your efforts in helping to make that happen, and good luck the rest of the day today.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Of course.